Hi Priya, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm alright, Dave. How are you?
I'm really good, thank you. So I know we've got some ingredients here. So we're making something.
Making something.
Yeah, but please let the people know what your service is and what you offer.
Okay, hi guys. I'm Priya, owner of Prebakes. And basically what I do, I make bespoke cupcakes, cakes, all types of cakes for different occasions. So christenings, birthdays, or just for the sake of.
Yeah. I mean, in these kind of times, I think it's kind of necessary now, isn't it?
Yeah, like I've definitely had people recently just order a cake because they're just like, yeah, I just need a cake.
Yeah, man.
It's like, yeah, okay, cool.
That's amazing. All right, cool. So what are we making today?
Okay, so today we're making a vanilla cake. Not too sure about the buttercream yet. Might do a little bit of surprises, but we'll work with it. But we're basing it off a Madeira sponge. So Madeira sponge is not as soft as like a vanilla, but it's still fluffy. So it's got a bit of firmness to it. It's one of my favourite cakes, personally. I'm quite a simple girl, so I quite like just vanilla. But yeah, it's a very popular choice.
Cool.
So yes, so we have here 406 grams of butter, 406 grams of caster sugar, 6 eggs, 306 grams of plain flour, 100 grams of self-raising flour, 2 tablespoons of whole milk, and we're going to use about a tablespoon and a bit of vanilla.
I'm so surprised that it's actually just that much milk.
Yeah, like when I first started baking, I kind of thought you would need at least like half a glass or something.
I would have thought you'd needed like a whole
and
gallon
that is
of
the
it.
mistake of like when people go and bake cakes, especially if you just try to do it off like your grandma's recipe or something.
Don't tell them all your secrets, innit? Like, you know what I mean?
It's just for you guys. It's this one for you guys. But yeah, you actually only need a little bit of milk, and it's just to basically combine everything together. That's what it's there for. If not, you get too much of a wet batter, which will then basically flop in the cake in the oven. Long story short. So what we will do first of all is you would cream your butter and your sugar together until it's light and fluffy. You'll probably do that for maybe about 2 minutes or so.
So is that in
I've got one of these standing mixers, which is like manna from heaven. But obviously you can use a hand whisk, and if you're really strong, you can use a whisk. But I don't have that answer.
It's only the 50 pounders that know that one,
you know the mums. The mums are the ones that are able to do that.
Yeah.
So cream your butter and your sugar. With the eggs, you don't want to add it all at once. So you do it, we've got 6 eggs, do it 2 at a time. Once you've done that, it'll kind of be like a runny batter or runny consistency. It's not a batter yet. But don't worry. You'll then add your flour. Make sure you sieve your flour as well. It's very important. Have a fine sieve to make sure you get out all the nuggets. Once you've got all of those, then you will add your milk and your vanilla, and you'll probably beat that for about 3 minutes or so. Again, it depends on the method that you use. And this specific recipe is for a 6-inch regular, or what I call a 6-inch regular. So that's 4 layers high with a 6-inch tin that's about 2 inches thick. And then you'll put inside your oven from about 150 to 170 degrees, depending on the oven that you have. I've got just a standard electric. I don't have a fan. So I do it at 160 degrees, about 35 to 45 minutes, again, depending on the oven that you have. For the purpose of today, I've already pre-made some cakes. So can you get them for me, Dave?
Sure, of course I can. Okay. Looking good already.
That light just like lit it up.
For real?
So like I said, we've got 4 layers here, 6-inch round. So yeah, we're gonna get buttercream. We're gonna layer it and get buttercream in.
Sounds good.
So now we're onto the buttercream stage. We're gonna layer the cakes. What layering the cakes means is we're gonna cut the tops off. We're gonna put a sugar syrup in there to keep them moist, and then we're gonna fill them with the buttercream.
Cool.
So the sugar syrup is basically 1 part water, 1 part sugar. What that means, depending on the size of amount of sugar water you need. For example, 100 grams of sugar to 100 milliliters of water. If you was to measure water on a scale, 100 milliliters is the same as 100 grams. So what you'll do, you'll put them together, put on the stove, bring it to a boil, let it completely cool, because you don't want hot sugar water on your now cooled cakes. And then you would just buttercream and stack the layers up.
Cool.
So We are now going to take our unsalted butter. So how to make buttercream. You have unsalted butter and you have icing sugar. With some milk, again, depending on the amount, we've got about 2 to 3 tablespoons, plus your vanilla, because we're making a vanilla buttercream. I have 400 grams of unsalted butter here and about 700 grams of icing sugar. I kind of do it to eye for my buttercream, because it depends on the consistency, depending on the weather, all of that stuff. All of those factors contribute to it. If it's like hot weather, you don't want too much of a loose buttercream because you want it to set nicely.
Yeah.
If it's colder, you can kind of work with it. If your buttercream's too loose, you can add some more icing sugar. If it's too thick, you can add a bit more milk, and that changes it. So yeah, we're gonna put the unsalted butter into the mixer. I use a balloon whisk that gets the butter to be very fluffy. And when you're making your buttercream, it's going to take about 5 minutes before the butter gets to the place where you want it to be. So you want it to be very pale, very light, and then that's when you add your icing sugar. This icing sugar is quite fine. Usually you might have to sieve it if it's like a thicker one, but this one's quite fine, so I can add it directly in there.
So what if someone doesn't have a machine like this? What else?
So you can use a hand whisk.
Okay.
I wouldn't advise using anything else than something that's got electric, because it takes a long time. Yeah. Also, I forgot. So I've got an offset spatula, which is what we're going to use to smooth the buttercream. I've got a bread knife, which is what I'm going to use to layer it. I also have what's called a leveler, which is kind of like a saw. It looks like a saw. And what is it? You set the level and you can just take the tops off and it gives you a nice even base.
Yeah.
I've got a metal bench scraper and my spatula.
So do you have the leveler here, or are you just doing it?
No, I kind of forgot the leveler. And plus I'm a bit of a pro. So.
Yeah, you're a pro, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to add the butter to the mixer. Also, I forgot, you want your unsalted butter to be a spreadable consistency, like so. You want it at room temperature, so you don't want it directly out of the fridge. It will take forever to break apart, and you don't want it runny either. So if you haven't brought it out and you haven't left it enough time, you can put it inside the microwave, but you have to do it for like short pops at a time, so maybe like 10-20 seconds at a time. You definitely don't want it to become oily, because you will get an oily buttercream. Yeah, let's give it a go. So we're back. We've got our buttercream ready. It's at the consistency that I like. It's a spreadable consistency. You can see. So what we're going to do, we're now going to sugar syrup our cakes. So I've got this squeezy bottle.
So can I quickly ask her? So why are we doing this again?
So it's to keep the moisture of the cake.
Okay.
Basically, because the cake's gonna go inside the fridge. You don't have to bake a cake on the day, decorate and whatnot. And even if you do, if somebody then puts it in the fridge and say, I'm gonna eat it like 3 days later, the cake will be dry. So this preserves it, keeps the moisture. So just squeeze it out. As such, I've done these ones. So I'm going to now do the last one.
Oh, so you put quite a lot on it.
Generous amount.
Yeah,
Generous amount. So we are going to. So we get our drum. This is an 8-inch drum because it's a 6-inch cake. Depending on the type of cakes that I do, might get a bit bigger. So if somebody wants like extra bits on the bottom, I need more space, so I'll get a bigger drum. So yeah, get a little bit of buttercream. Put the cake on top. Center it. Want it quite centered.
I love these swirly things.
Oh yeah, it's like the best thing.
I love it.
It's like, it helps life so much when I'm doing cakes. So now, I'm gonna take buttercream, dollop it on.
It's a big dollop.
Well, you'll see where it's gonna go to, because in as much as it looks a lot, it actually isn't. So then we just smooth it down.
I know this cake's gonna be yummy already. You know, you can just tell already.
Can you smell it?
I can smell it.
You can smell the aroma. The vanilla aroma. So this is a vanilla buttercream. So as you can see, I've created quite a lip, because what we're going to use that lip for is called the crumb coat, which is the first coating around the cake. Then we'll chill it, and then we'll do the final coat, which will be the nice finish. Okay. So you kind of want to come to eye level. Just make sure it's level.
Let me have a little eye level with this. Yep.
Yeah,
I approve.
Because if you don't have it level, as you start to stack, it still happens anyway.
Tower.
It starts to lean.
Leaning tower.
So, do you fancy some Oreos inside?
Well, yes, please.
Yeah? Break up some Oreos.
I wouldn't mind.
So all we're literally gonna do, hands are clean. Going to break up some Oreo pieces.
Thank you, Lord.
Put them about. And then we go on to the next layer. And kind of want to just, again, you want to get that centered.
Yeah.
The crumb coat fixes all of this, but you want to have a good foundation. Good foundation helps you on your final go. So again, like I said, having it spreadable makes life easier for you.
Okay.
Because if it's too thick, this would have been too much work.
A difficult process, yeah. I can imagine actually. So. I hope you're taking notes at home. This is lovely. So how long have you been baking cakes then?
About 3 years now.
Oh, cool.
So I kind of started it as, I've always baked because I like desserts. Yeah. I've always been like more of a baker than a cooker. Does that make, a cooker?
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So one Christmas, I just decided I wrote a list of baking equipment that I wanted. Yeah. And I said, everyone choose from the list what you're going to get for me. And then I just balanced out what was left. And I kind of thought I was only going to go into cupcakes, to be honest, because I kind of just saw it as a little thing on the side. And then the interest grew for me to do bigger cakes. And so I said, okay, let me see where this goes. And it's grown from strength to strength. I'm really, really grateful for that. And then I decided 2 years ago to take a decorating course for wedding cakes. Because I wanted to get better at doing fondant cakes.
Yeah. I don't know what a fondant cake is, but
that's the icing that you put on like wedding cakes, the harder icing.
Yeah.
So I did that course.
Okay.
And then after that, like things just kept picking up, and it's just I am where I am now. So really grateful for that though.
That's amazing.
That course helped a lot. But prior to that, I've just been self-taught. Everything else is just like I learned from things like this.
Yeah. That's really good. That's really. I mean, it shows that you really mean business.
Yes. So now we've got our last layer on. So what we're going to do, take another dollop, just a little bit, because like I said, this is the crumb coat. So this isn't the final. The final coat.
I just can't wait, to be honest.
And then, so with this lip bit, this is what we're gonna do. And what that does, it just creates a base. That's what it is. It creates a base because you can't get this the first time round. Although in saying that, what you could do with this is what you would call a semi-naked cake. I don't know if you've seen this.
I don't know what that is.
So basically, can you see how you can see like little bits of the cake sticking out?
Oh yeah.
Some people like that effect.
Okay.
So that's what's called the semi-naked. So what you would do with the semi-naked, you'll use the crumb coat and get it as neat as possible, as straight as possible.
Okay. And leave it like that, basically.
And leave it like that.
Yeah.
And add like, some people might put fruit, some people might put some drip. Okay. So here we're going to use my metal scraper.
I saw someone do this once on Instagram. I loved it.
And we're just going to go round. So we have some gaps.
Yeah.
Not a biggie. All you just got to do. Sometimes, if I'm not bothered, I would just leave it like this personally because I know I've still got another coat to go on top.
Okay.
But then there's other days when I'm just like, I'm being really extra and I want it to be perfect.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I would just do it. Go round on the little gaps. And like I said, this just helps create a good foundation for when you do your final coat, because the straighter it is now, the easier it is to get a straighter, final coat.
So from beginning to end, I guess,
that's like the semi-naked effect, because it's not naked.
I actually get it now. That does make
sense.
It actually looks alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All you got to do is pretty it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And again, this Madeira cake is a good cake for a semi-naked because it's quite a firm cake. Mm-hmm. It is still spongy, as I keep saying, but it's got the firmness that it's not too crumbly. Mm-hmm. It's like cakes like red velvet, for instance. As much as it's a favourite, it's not a cake that I would advise for a semi-naked.
Okay.
Because it's a very crumbly cake. It's a very moist and soft cake.
So what is your favourite cake then?
I like vanilla, personally.
Okay.
I'm quite a simple girl, so... Or chocolate. I make a good chocolate cake.
You're not going to ask me now?
Sorry.
Thanks.
What's your favourite cake?
Well, I don't mind a little bit of a Victoria sponge.
Okay, you like the jam?
Yeah, I like that, It's
you like
nice.
the jam? I mean, I do a good Victoria sponge.
Yeah, we can talk about that one later. Yeah. I love a Victoria sponge.
Okay. I'm being a bit prissy now, but
Yeah,
we've got the last bit.
Go for it.
And then... So sometimes when I'm at home, I can be doing all of this and I'm just making the biggest mess, but I'm being really neat and tidy for you today, Dave, honestly. I'm impressed with myself. Okay, so the top, as you can see, you've got a bit of a lip.
Yeah.
So we'll just take our offset spatula.
When you said offset, I was like, what's that?
So because it's got a bit of a...
Enough section. I get you, I got you.
I didn't make the name. I'm just going to go around one more time because I can see. Right, so our cake is now chilled. And we're about to add the drip.
Ooh, almost there.
We're almost at the end, guys. So the drip that I use is called Candy Melts. The reason why I like it is just you can get it in different colours. Mm-hmm. But this was a solid white. It started off, and then it's now like a grey, bluey colour.
Yeah.
But I added black. Guys, making black is the hardest thing ever. Just letting you know. If you're starting and someone says, make me a black cake, run. So I thought, this is fine, it works anyway. So this is the consistency that I want. I usually use like a squeezy tube, like what I used for the sugar syrup. I've got a mini one, but I didn't bring that today.
Okay. Just
gonna use a teaspoon and drip away. So let's hope I don't make too much mess. I've done really well so far. So I'm gonna try.
Still looks good. I'm
gonna try and keep it up. So yeah, let's go.
I don't want to breathe right now. Wow.
So you don't want to put too much because it's drip, it will drop. Sorry. But yeah, it does what it wants, but you kind of want it to be natural as well. You don't want it to be too perfect.
Let gravity take control.
Basically.
Full control.
Basically. It will go down in its time.
Wow. Woo! Listen, people, everyone in the studio right now is just watching Wow, it's amazing. And I love how some of them are going longer than others, and you know, it's just all doing its own thing.
So if you want it to go a bit longer, you kind of add a little bit, or you kind of don't stop. You let it run off the spoon.
Okay.
A little bit more.
Tricks.
Yeah.
Amazing. Wow. So have you ever had times where you've made mistakes? Is there any way to correct?
Mate, too many times. Like I said, we learn. So getting the drip consistency right is something that takes practice.
Yeah.
And again, it's something that I actually do by eye.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I mean, I had one not too long ago actually.
Yeah.
The drip was too wet. So it was just sliding. It just slid off the cake. I was just looking at it slide. I just
you can't even stop it.
That's what we're doing today. But then I fixed it. I was proud of myself as well.
So how do you actually go about fixing something like that?
Do you know what? The way it camouflaged, it was just, we thank God that the cake, that's what the way the cake was supposed to, well, it wasn't even how it was supposed to be. I was kind of left, so yeah. I was left to design the cake. So I wiped the drip off, or I scraped it off using my offset spatula.
Offset spatula?
My offset spatula.
My word
and
for
then
the day.
I used some tissue. I put the cake back in the fridge.
Yeah.
And then I just covered it with flowers. And yeah, the person was overly happy. So
yeah. I mean, it's all about the finished product, isn't it?
That's it.
It's not about how we got there.
That is it. So we've done that.
Wow.
So we've got some that's like dripping to the end. Some of them are still going. We'll let it do its thing. What I'm now going to do, yes, I will do it now. So we're going to fill our piping bag. So I've got a bit of drip on there, but fill our piping bag. I've got a nozzle on there.
Okay.
And we're just gonna pretty the cake up a little bit.
It's already pretty to me.
Two minds if I want to let the drip set just for a couple minutes, because when it goes inside the fridge, then it gives it a nice hold and it stops it from falling, basically. So there is a trick to this, right? And I was meant to show it to you, but here I am doing what I do in my kitchen. Here I am doing what I do in my kitchen. Drip looking like.
Drip is looking drippy.
Looking
drippy.
But some of it is going to get covered because we're about to go. So I like to have my boards look. This board is very basic.
Okay.
Don't want to give somebody a basic cake. So we will just. Guys, I can't do like back to front, so I'll show you what it looks like when we get round. Okay.
You know, I kind of like the anticipation of waiting to see you get around. Amazing. You're very skillful.
Thank you.
No, yeah, you could have been an ice cream man, you know. Not an ice cream man with a code, yeah, where they pull the thing and they just it winds.
Okay, and then we're going to add our little bit. So what the trick would have been, you would have put this in a cup and then fold this over, and it would make life so much easier. Does that make sense?
No,
so
no.
A mug.
Say again.
So put this into a mug, like this, literally how this is, into a mug, like so, and then you would fold this over, and then it makes it easier to just. Yeah. But me being me, I'm just, yeah.
But you're good at what you do. I mean, you're an expert. Me, I'd be drawing for mugs.
Let's get the last of our buttercream. Gonna scrape everything to the end. I made just the right amount of buttercream. So proud of myself. Because usually I can I overdo it. And then I've always got excess buttercream.
I mean, I can still. Is it edible?
Of course it is.
Then you don't worry.
Of course it is. Okay, so now I'm showing myself. Can you see how messy my hands are?
Listen, you've done look. You made the whole cake and you didn't even nothing's on your clothes. we haven't come off camera for this. Look, she's just actually perfect.
My people back home will be proud of me. Okay, we're gonna go and do same thing on top. Oh, little air bubble there.
So when you squeeze it there, how do you make sure it doesn't come out?
What do you mean by come out?
So like that, like you see how you're squeezing it right now, pushing it down. Mm-hmm. How do you stop? I'd probably push it down and start coming out. You
just add just the right amount of pressure. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Oh look, I dropped some. That's all right. So this little bit here. So when you're decorating a cake, there is no specific way to it. You work with like kind of what you have, or like it. Sometimes it's nice to just be creative, different, and creative.
Yeah.
So we have our Oreos here.
Yummy. I even forgot earlier on we even put Oreos inside, didn't we?
Yep.
Woo.
So we'll just.
If we knew the calories in this one, they would be crazy. But I don't care.
Then we've got some dairy milk. You can just add that there. Got a Malteser.
What's your favourite chocolate?
I don't know if it's a chocolate, but I've really found a new love for Caramac.
Caramac?
Yeah. Is that a chocolate?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, we'll Google it later.
Yeah.
I love it. Caramac. I don't know where I found it.
Is it in a red? Is it in a red?
Yes.
I have seen it.
Yes, it's in the red.
Of course I've bloody seen it. Look at me.
Behave.
I've seen every chocolate that there is in this world. Wow, I haven't tried it before though.
Love it. I think I started to like gold bars. Do you know gold bars?
Oh, come on! Do I know a gold bar?
So
listen, there's one in my cupboard right now.
It's waiting for you, yeah.
It's calling my name.
It's waiting for you. So I found out that like it's basically covered in the Caramac.
So is that what Caramac? Like, is that what it's like? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I was like, yeah. So that's actually before I used to really like. I don't know. I've kind of gone off. I'm not so much of a sweet tooth anymore. I don't know what happened, but
it's because of this.
It's probably
Yeah.
It's probably down to that. Yeah. Okay. Because it's not completely set. And then you can just start building it up. So you kind of want it to look full.
Okay.
Can you get me a knife?
Yeah, sure.
Sharp one will be good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. It's just for me to cut up the fudge pieces.
Fudge. Oh, I love a bit of fudge.
Yeah, I like to break them up so it fills in. It's like a filler. I use it as a filler.
Every time I go for a pick and mix, I love a fudge in there.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's not something that I really would pick up, but I think it looks good on the cakes. It adds a bit of depth.
I love it. I know people at home that have gone for pick and mix have been just picking and mixing their whole lives, but never paid for pick and mix. If you're watching,
wow,
repent.
Wow, we're just exposing people like that.
This cake has really come together.
I know, it's crazy how you can have such a blank canvas.
We went from naked to what you said, semi-naked, to fully dressed.
So then, what I also like to do, because again, I don't like to give a basic, so I will basically, let's get on here. So this is double-sided tape, sorry guys. Okay. Double-sided tape, it's all for presentation really.
You know, this is actually not just baking, this is actually art.
We try.
It's actually artistry.
We try. I had like a pair of scissors somewhere. Do should have already disappeared.
Look, I'm just standing here looking at the cake. I'm not even helping. I'm not even helping you. I'm so sorry. Is it too late now?
It's alright. I'm still gonna need it again.
You're gonna need it. Okay. I'm ready. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready. Yeah. I'm gonna start helping now.
David's just like moving my stuff.
I'm just watching.
Okay. So we take off our backing, and then I've got some ribbon here.
Oh.
You don't happen to have any tissue there? No? Okay.
Tissue? I mean, anything you need.
Don't worry, we good.
I need to help you. I've just been standing here just watching you work.
You're being my motivation to get this right.
And I'll be your taster as well. Yum.
Scissors. I should have had a pin there, but it's fine. So can you see it's just like dressed it up a little bit, and it's you no longer have that ugly silver board. And then I love me a bit of glitter. Put that on there. Love me a lot of glitter.
People are getting excited. People are getting excited.
I'll add one more. No, we'll just leave that there. Okay, yeah, we'll leave that. And then I brought for you a little something for the plug. The plug on the plug show. Amazing. So we'll put that on there.
Amazing.
Like so. Let me have a look. A little bit. There we go.
Wow.
Voila.
No, I don't usually do this, but studio crew, come on, give it a People.
Thanks, guys.
This is amazing. I cannot wait to just try it. I'm sure everybody here.
Like you've been itching for it.
We are itching. We are excited. We're excited. This is amazing. So can I?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Let us know how it tastes.
I mean, I should get a fork, but. All right, people.
I think it tastes better from your hand.
Yeah. This is good cake, you know?
Yeah?
This is good cake. People, sorry. Sorry. This is some good cake. Wow. I don't know what to say.
How's the buttercream?
It's excellent.
Is it like too sweet, or is everything just the right balance?
Listen, you know, I'm not even lying here. This is perfect cake. It's perfect cake. This is perfect cake. Hold on. Let me double check.
We want to make sure that you know what you're talking about, innit?
The buttercream, not too sweet, but you can taste the flavors. The flavors.
Okay.
Flavors are there. I'm loving it. I'm loving this.
I'll show you guys.
Everyone else in the background wants me to just cut this so we can just eat.
So this is what we call cake guts. Layered, lovely.
Lovely.
Okay.
Can I have a piece of fudge in there as well?
Go. You wanted the go for it.
Thank you.
Of course, go for it. You've been eyeing that fudge for a while.
I'm trying to have a piece of cake as well. I'm just checking.
Everyone else is looking at David.
Oh,
like,
gosh.
Are you going to finish the cake?
Listen, it's about us. It's about us. It's about us.
Nobody else matters right now, yeah?
Good.
That's what we like to hear. I aim to please.
Listen, people, if you don't like cake, or you like cake, this is the ladies to come to.
Prebakes.
Prebakes, all day, every damn day.
Every day.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you.
It's such an amazing experience. It's so fun.
It's been fun, and we all love you. People, take care.
On the plug.
Listen, this cake is excellent. Honestly, I'm so happy.
I'm so glad you like it.
You know, relax.